Thank you, everybody. Good evening. My name is Mr. Krubsack. I'm one of the band directors at McGuire Middle School. This is our McGuire Middle School Jazz Band, and the song that you just heard is called Hog Squealin', Rip Snortin', Belly Achin' Blues. And it featured Caden on trumpet and Leighton on alto sax. Let's hear it for our soloist. All right, the next tune is called Now's the Time, and it's going to feature Aiden on trumpet and Fred on French horn. Okay, for those of you that don't know what Jazz Band is at McGuire, Jazz Band is an extracurricular ensemble that meets on Wednesdays and Fridays before school. And what that means is everybody that's playing in front of you had an audition where they prepared some music and then they played it for me and we had the conversation, this jazz band's gonna be great, or let's try again for next year. So these kids are putting in a lot of work and playing really well this year. And sixth graders, I bring this up to you because next year in band, this is going to start to be more of an option for you. In jazz band, we see a lot of more complicated rhythms and notes and styles, and getting past your sixth grade year going into seventh grade is a perfect time to start feeling more confident about that stuff. So something to think about for next year. The last tune that we're going to play for you, you probably already recognize, Crazy Train. All right, thank you. So we are going to have a little bit of a transition now as we get our sixth grade band onto stage. So if we could have the lights come up, and sixth grade band, we are going to go on the opposite way that we got off the stage. So I believe that is back of the section is going to come down first and then come into your line. Make sure that you stay in order, single file. Oh, you guys are going first. Percussion, come on over. Low brass, you're coming first. Folks over here, French horns, just wait until low brass and percussion are in.
Now that the jazz band has warmed us up, the sixth grade band is ready to take the stage. To start our portion of the program, we are performing Glorioso, composed by Robert W. Smith.
The word glorioso means glorious or grand, and that is exactly how this song feels. It was written to sound like a bold celebration. You will hear a loud fanfare at the beginning to grab your attention, followed by energetic rhythms from the percussion and smooth melodies from the woodwinds.
We have been working hard on balancing our sound so that every instrument can be heard. We hope this piece gets you excited for the rest of our performance. Please enjoy Glorioso.
Now that we've started the show with the high energy of Glorioso, we're going to slow things down a bit, but keep all the power. Our next piece is called Imperium, written by Michael Sweeney.
The word Imperium is a Latin word that means power or command. When you listen to the song, we want you to imagine a large empire or a grand castle from a long time ago. While you listen, there are a few things to keep your ear out for.
First, the low brass. The trombones and baritones have a heavy stumping beat that sounds like a giant marching.
Then the mystery. Some parts of the song sound a little dark and mysterious, like a secret mission.
Finally, the big finish. At the very end, the whole band comes together for one final, powerful chord. We've been working really hard on our dynamics, which is just a fancy musical word for playing loudly and softly to tell a story. Please enjoy Imperium.
Our next piece is going to take us on a trip across the ocean to Spain. It's called Plaza de Toros, and it was written by Michael Story.
A Plaza de Toros is actually a bullfighting stadium. This style of music is called a pasodoble, which is a fast Spanish march. In Spain, this music is played to celebrate the performers as they enter the arena.
As we play, listen for the trumpets playing bright, sharp notes that sound like a grand announcement, and the drums and cymbals making the music feel fast and exciting parade.
Also notice how the music sounds very staccato. That's our musical word for short and separated notes. It's what gives this song its rhythmic energy. We've had a lot of fun learning how to make our instruments sound bold and brave for this song. We hope you enjoy Plaza de Toros.
For our next performance tonight, we are going to travel way back in time, about 65 million years. This next piece is called a prehistoric suite, and it was written by Paul Jennings. This music is divided into 4 different parts, and each one tells a story about a different dinosaur. As you listen, see if you can hear the story we are telling.
The Stegosaurus. You will hear a slow, heavy beat that sounds like a big dinosaur walking through the jungle. The Brontosaurus. You'll hear a calm and graceful, like a long-necked dinosaur eating the leaves on a tree. Oh my God.
Pterodactyls. Listen for the high notes that sound like flying reptiles soaring through the sky. The battle. In the final part of the music gets loud and fast as the T-Rex and Triceratops face off in a prehistoric fight.
We've been practicing how to use our instruments to make sound effects, like the stomping of heavy feet and the screeching of birds. Get ready for a trip to the age of dinosaurs. Please enjoy a prehistoric suite.
Should I start? Okay. To wrap up our concert tonight, we are ending with a trip into deep space. Our final piece is called Whirling Novas, and it was written by Jack Wilds.
A nova is a star that suddenly becomes much brighter, and this song is all about the energy and light of the universe. Because the music is whirling, it moves very fast. It's meant to sound like stars spinning and swirling through a galaxy. Here's what you should listen for.
The woodwinds, the flutes and clarinets play fast, swirling patterns that sound like stardust.
The brass and the percussion, they provide the power of the song with a big blow chord and a driven beat.
Since this is our last song, we've been practicing a massive grand finale to finish the night with a bang.
We have had a blast preparing this music for you, and we want to thank you for coming out to support our 6th grade band. Blast off with us and enjoy Whirling Novas!
All right, thank you. I do have to say a couple of things. First of all, a couple of thank yous. The music staff, the band staff here at South, if you've been to our concerts before here at South, McGuire concert, our band concerts, they set up the whole stage for us. Percussion, chairs, stands, and right after school when I get over here at 3:30, 4 o'clock, everything is the way it is. So if we could just have a huge hand for those people that help us set this up. And then also, of course, our administration and staff that are here helping out guide kids to the right places and being there for anything that I may need. They're great. They're always here. They're always supportive, and we really appreciate it here in the music department at McGuire. Let's hear it for them as well. And then a couple of logistical things. After this next song, you're welcome to go pick up your student in the cafeteria area. We do need to clear the auditorium, whether you are staying for the 7th and 8th grade band concert or leaving. We've got to reset the stage, and then those students are going to come in and warm up. So we need everybody out of here, but you can go meet your students in the cafeteria. Last thing, bit of housekeeping. If your student, since you're all here and you hear it from me, if your student is renting an instrument from the school, that instrument needs to come back to school tomorrow so I can take inventory. If they want to take it home over the summer, they can, but it still needs to come to me tomorrow so I can check it, see if it needs to come in for repairs. Everybody else can take their instruments home and keep them there until next year. All right? I almost asked you if you had any questions like I was teaching band class. Thank you so much for being here. Here's Whirling Novas. All right, thank you, everybody, and thank you for your patience as we're getting everybody into the auditorium today. It's great to see such a big crowd. The first song that you just heard, Hog Squealin' Rip Snortin' Belly Achin' Blues, featured Caden on trumpet and Leighton on alto sax. Let's hear it for them one more time. The next one we'll play for you is called Now's the Time, and it will feature Fred on French horn and Aiden on trumpet. All right, thank you. The last song that we're going to play for you, you're probably going to recognize. If you don't have a program, I hope you do. You probably recognize it right away, but it's going to rock. You might get a little crazy. They just told me to turn off the mic. Here's Crazy Train. All right, we are going to have a little transition right here. Jazz band, you'll need to leave the stage first. As soon as jazz band is off the stage, 7th grade, you're welcome to join. Hey, but wait, listen please. You need to come on in the opposite order that you left. So back row, you're coming down first, and so on. Thank you.
Good evening. For our first piece, we're picking up the tempo with a high-voltage work called Lightning, composed by Todd Stalter. Lightning was inspired by the awesome display of beauty and raw energy from a powerful spring thunderstorm that the composer observed in the sky. Although the storm was almost 100 miles away, the sight of the accompanying electrical show was both an exhilarating and humbling experience.
The aggressive parts of this composition attempt to portray the level of energy present in the storm, while the slow interior section provides an opportunity for listeners and performers alike to reflect on its visual beauty.
One musical element you'll hear is syncopation. This fancy way of saying that we're playing off the beat. It creates a jagged rhythmic feel that sounds like bolts of lightning flashing in the sky. You'll also hear the percussion act like the thunder, providing a powerful backbone for the fast melodies.
Finally, listen how the music jumps from very loud to very soft. These dynamic contrasts helps capture the feeling of being caught in the middle of a storm. We've been working hard on our precision and speed to make sure this piece sounds as exciting as a real thunderstorm. Hold on tight and enjoy lightning.
Our next selection is a bright and festive piece titled Blind Brook Celebration, composed by Michael Story.
Hidden from the view of most visitors, the Blind Brook is a tiny tributary of the Long Island Sound that weaves its way through the community of Rye Brook, New York, a small yet vibrant community located in the northern suburbs of New York City.
Blind Brook Celebration depicts this interesting juxtaposition with the tranquility of nature and the busyness of modern-day life, from its subtle beginnings representing the beginning of the brook itself, to the energetic main thing, to the multifaceted development section. The music captures the nature of this duality.
Following a unifying chorale-like section, the music cascades into the return of the main theme, just as the brook ultimately finds its way into the ocean and beyond. This piece is a great reminder of why we love making music together as a band. We hope it makes you feel like celebrating too. Please enjoy Blind Brook Celebration.
Our next piece is a high-energy work that definitely lives up to its name. This is Rock Solid by Scott Watson. Rock Solid is a tribute to the workers and enterprise that made Northampton, Pennsylvania the cement capital of the world. The piece takes you back to the town's bustling factories at the turn of the century.
A moderate rock feel, various percussion, and gritty, somewhat dissonant harmonies combine to portray the sound of industry. Workings laboring with machinery, whirring, clanging, grinding, and banging. While we play, listen for these key features.
The bass line. The low woodwinds and brass have a repeating pattern that acts like the anchor for the entire band. The percussion. The drum section is the heart of this piece, using the snare and bass drums to keep that solid driving pulse. Call and response. You'll hear different sections of the band answering each other with short, punchy notes, almost like they're having a conversation.
We've had a lot of fun practicing our articulation, which is how we start our notes, to make sure every sound is crisp and strong. Get ready for rock solid.
Our last piece, Celtic Air and Dance Number 3, takes us on a musical journey to Ireland and Scotland. It was arranged by Michael Sweeney and it showcases two very different styles of traditional music. The piece is split into two main parts presented by two folk songs in contrasting styles.
The first song is known in Ireland as Red is the Rose. This uses the same basic melody as the Scottish tune Loch Lomond. It is a slow, beautiful song. Here we focus on our phrasing, which means we are trying to make our instruments sound like a singer taking deep breaths. It's calm, smooth, and a little bit mysterious.
The second tune is Bill Sullivan's Polka. Suddenly, the mood changes. The music picks up speed and turns into a lively jig. This is first heard in the flutes and eventually by the rest of the band. This part is all about fast fingers and light rhythms. You might even feel like tapping your feet. We hope you enjoy the beautiful melodies and the high energy of Celtic Air and Dance Number 3.
Sorry to interrupt, but after this next song, there's going to be another transition. 8th grade. You're over here. You're going to need to wait to come on stage until 7th grade is off, and we've moved chairs and stands in the right place. Okay, so just a little bit of patience there. All right, here we go. Celtic Air and Dance Number 3.
Good evening. Our first piece is a thrilling work titled Above the World, composed by Rob Grice. The composer provides the following about the inspiration behind the music. This composition was written in celebration of those special moments experienced by musicians and their music teachers when the performance of music brings them closer together and creates memories that will last a lifetime. After a great musical performance, the realization that students and their teacher have soared above the world together is evidenced by the expression on the students' faces.
Technically, we've been focusing on our rhythmic precision and dynamic layering. In many parts of the song, different sections are playing different rhythms at the same time. It's our job to balance those layers so that the melody soars over the accompaniment without getting lost.
Our next piece captures the energy and swagger of modern culture. This is Riz, composed by Gerard Hall. Riz is defined as a personal quality that allures, attracts, amuses, or entertains. A physical grace that warms the place, the quality you possess when you perform at your best. Charisma.
This piece is set in the musical genre of the most charisma the composer knows, funk. This music is played with a lot of attitude, attention to detail, and it is never in a hurry. There are a few things that make this piece particularly challenging and fun to play.
Unlike a traditional march, this piece relies on a pocket or specific rhythmic feel. Our percussion section acts as the heartbeat, while the rest of the band has to stay perfectly in sync to keep the energy moving. We've also spent a lot of time on making our notes sound punchy and stylish. You'll hear short accent pops in the brass to give its song its attitude.
To play a piece like Riz, you can't be shy. We've been practicing our stage presence and playing with a bold, fearless sound. We hope this piece leaves you with a smile and a little extra Riz in your step as you head home. Please enjoy our next selection, Riz.
All right, I am very excited about this next part because as many of you in the audience know, you got an email from me about a month ago asking for your students on stage your favorite baby pictures of them. So while I kind of bide my time up here, the booth in the back is going to lower the projector screen. And once that projector screen is down, we're going to get going. Okay, so this is obviously a fun thing to see as we do this, but the reason we do this is for you to see and kind of like it's all like a come together moment, right? Like your child has grown, now they're in 8th grade, they're going on to high school, and this is just kind of a look back on what it was and what it is now and what it's going to be. So I'm going to have our students tell us about the music that you're going to hear, but hopefully you can kind of have some fond memories as you're following along and watching this slideshow.
Our next two selections will be played one after the other without pause. They both move away from the high-energy fanfares you've heard so far and explore a much more delicate emotional landscape. The first is Lullaby to the Moon, composed by Brian Balmages.
Many works of fiction portray the moon as a living being, particularly in children's books. One can find countless illustrations of the moon with a face on it, experiencing a wide array of emotions. This piece is written from the perspective of the living moon alone in space while looking at the earth.
At times, the music portrays the loneliness of the moon away from all life on earth. There are also moments of comforts. The moon proudly watches over us, almost as a parent watches over their children from a distance.
Despite feeling alone throughout the day, the moon emerges at night to light the sky and make us feel safer on those darkest of nights. This lullaby is the composer's own personal way of returning the favor.
After Lullaby to the Moon, we will play a powerful anthem that many of you will recognize from the hit movie, The Greatest Showman. This Is Me was composed by Benji Pasek and Justin Paul and arranged for concert band by Michael Brown.
In the film, this song serves as a moment of triumph and self-acceptance. It's about standing tall, being proud of who you are, and refusing to be silenced by the judgment of others.
As we prepare to transition to high school next year, the message of this song, having the courage to be your authentic self, is a helpful reminder heading into that big transition. Please enjoy Lullaby to the Moon and This Is Me.
Okay, so we've never practiced this in this auditorium. So those of you up in the booth starting it, as soon as you hear music, you can press play. If something happens with technology and it's not going after like 10 seconds, somebody out here's got to yell at me and we can start over. All right, thank you very much. So before we play our last song, I got a couple things to say. First of all, big thank yous. First of all, to the band directors and music staff here at the high school. Those of you that have been to our band concerts or McGuire band concerts before know that they set up the stage for us, the directors, the students, and basically when I come here at 3:30, 4 o'clock after school, everything that you see on stage is set up, and I barely have to do anything, and that is huge. That's awesome. That's amazing. Let's give them a hand, please. Another thank you to our administration and staff that's here supporting us tonight. Every concert we have them, and it is so helpful to help guide students to the right place and support us as a music department. So let's give a hand for them. I think Chad Klopp and Robin Kessler are here. And then just one piece of housekeeping, just so you have heard it from me. If your student is renting a school instrument, I need that instrument back tomorrow at school so I can take inventory, and if it needs repairs, I can send it in. Everybody else can bring your instruments home and keep them there for the rest of the summer because we're not going to play tomorrow. Yes, sure, you can clap. You worked really hard this year. You deserve a break. Okay, that's all I have to say. I think Mr. Bienick has a couple things to say about high school marching band stuff.
Good evening, everybody. Well, thank you. Welcome to Lakeville South. My name is Mr. Bienick. I'm one of the band directors here at Lakeville South. I know Mr. Castingway is probably here in the back getting ready to play somewhere with a few of the high schoolers that volunteered to come and play tonight. That was beautiful. Thank you for sharing your everythings with us. It's awesome seeing them on stage making music together and connecting with each other. In the high school, it's so awesome because we get to connect with people outside of our building. And that begins this summer. I'm so excited to welcome so many of these guys in with our marching band this summer and this fall. I want to give you a heads up. You're going to get an email from me tomorrow with just a reminder of the calendar, which you already have. But the one thing that they need for their uniform for the summer is a band polo. Landon, stand up right now and face everybody. Thank you, Landon. Landon has a band polo on, and we wear that throughout our whole high school career. That's what we use every summer. Some of you have already ordered that for your student that's going to be in summer marching. Landon, you can sit now, but beautiful. You'll buy it once, and they'll keep it. So if you want to buy it a little bit big, that's okay. But the order form will be linked in there for you to do that if you haven't done it yet, and then I will put in the order, and those will be delivered to school. We've added a couple parades. We are doing the Aquatennial now, and the biggest thing that we added is we are invited to perform at the St. Patrick's Day Parade in Kilkenny, Ireland next year. And next year was not supposed to be a travel year for us, but we decided to take the invitation because there's a Kilkenny, Minnesota, just 38 miles south of here. That's a sister city. And so we get to be the representative from the United States in that parade, and then also participate in a couple other parades in Ireland. So there's information that went out to you if you've already registered for marching band, and you have that. So look for that email tomorrow just with a recap of everything, and we so look forward to welcoming these guys in 2 weeks for marching band. Thanks, everybody.
Our last song raises the energy to the max. We are excited to perform the hit single Don't Go Yet, originally by Camila Cabello and arranged for concert by Tom Wallace.
This arrangement brings a vibrant Latin pop flair to the stage. It's a piece that demands a high level of rhythmic independence from every member of the ensemble. Unlike some of our more traditional concert works, this song is driven by a style known as montuno, which features syncopated piano-like patterns and a heavy emphasis on the offbeats.
We also have the unique opportunity to play alongside a few high school students. This tune will be a part of the summer marching band show for the high school, giving us a head start on learning the music.
Mr. Bienick and Mr. Castangway, along with their students, have been valuable assets in helping us prepare this song for you tonight. Thank you for your support tonight, and please enjoy our last song, Don't Go Yet.